Good morning, and welcome to cabwriter Comprehensive 3, Part 6. Today we have 6 cabinets to complete to finish the upper cabinets. And I think we're going to do them all today. That would sound like a pretty big chore, but a couple of them we got some tricks that we can use to make it easier and quicker. Let's just start right in. And what I'm going to start with is I'm going to take these cabinets, both of them, this diagonal corner cabinet and this wine cabinet, and I'm going to copy them and move them down here. And then I'm going to mirror them. So to begin with that, let me draw what it is I need down here to get started. So I'm going to come down, and where that construction line enters that wall, I'm going to put a construction line, and then with the move tool, I'm going to move that out along the red 13 inches. And this is going to be my pivot point for this cabinet right here, this diagonal corner cap. That's going to be the pivot point. And that pivot point will come out 14 inches for a standard diagonal cabinet measurement of 14 inches. And now for the moment, let's look at the layout diagram. This is the upper plan, and what the layout diagram is telling us is that this cabinet here, the wine cabinet, ends right here, and that's at 81 1/2 inches from the wall. So we'll go back to our drawing and mark that out, 81 1/2 inches. So let's start there and come out 81 1/2 inches. And that's all I need. Now you've seen us do a move when we had to put this cabinet in the correct position. We had to move it, not a lot, but a little bit to the right here. We're going to do a similar thing here, but this time we're going to use the move tool in a slightly different way. So let's select this cabinet. Then we'll select the move tool. And notice right away that this starts here and goes here. In other words, left to right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the control key and watch the cursor when I do. Notice the plus sign? That plus sign tells me that this is now a move copy tool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to tell it that I want this point now to be this point over here. And doesn't matter what distance I go out here. I can just go out any place. In fact, I can go out here to the wall, click, and now I have this cabinet sitting in place. It doesn't look right at the moment, but trust me, it will be. So now I'm going to take this cabinet and select it. Again, I'm going to use the move tool. And again, notice that it goes from left to right. Now I got to remember to press the control key to get the plus sign on the cursor. And this time, I'm going to this construction point and just going any distance on the line, clicking. All right, now let me just make a couple of comments. The move and move copy tool are not redraw tools. They are simply copy tools. So right now, it's assigned a new number to these cabinets. I don't want to set the number to the number I want it right at the moment. I want to, first of all, mirror these cabinets with a new tool. Notice that I've copied this cabinet to here, and it looks just like this cabinet. But I'd like it to be mirrored. Same here. My wine cabinet, my wine box is right there. I'd like it here. So I'm going to mirror these cabinets. I'll start with this one. And I'll right click and say, cabwriter, mirror cabinet. And it says, do you want to use the stored defaults? Yes. And so I'll wait for a moment. Be patient. This will take a while. It actually is redrawing now. This is a redraw operation. Patience. Say OK. And notice now my wine cabinet is here, just where I wanted it. Now, I'm going to renumber this cabinet. I think I want it to be C14. So I'll just select it, renumber it. I'll make that 14. Now I'm going to mirror this cabinet. So I'll just select any part, right click, say cabwriter, mirror cabinet. Yes, use the stored defaults. And there we go. And now everything's back where I want it to be. This cabinet's up against the wall. We're shearing a connector style here. So it's just like this other corner, but I didn't have to re-specify everything. And before I forget, I'm going to renumber this cabinet, which wants to be C9U. So I'll just type 9. And those are redrawn, just like that, just as simple as that. Now, I copied these and mirrored them. They are now independent cabinets. In other words, I could change this cabinet, make it anything I want. I could change the number of compartments here. I could change this to get rid of perhaps the drawers on the bottom and just make it all door, and whatever I want. It's an independent cabinet from this, so if I change this, nothing will happen here. Same with this. If I change this, nothing will happen to this one. So they're independent cabinets. All right, so let's move on to drawing some simple cabinets over here. And let's take a look at our layout drawing. These two cabinets here and here are simple upper cabinets, one box cabinets with a standard upper, one door. This one I can draw easily because it's right next to C9. The only thing I need to worry about is the width of this opening. And that's 12 1/16. So let me draw that right away. Okay, I'm going to put it right here. And I'm going to share this style. Now, one of the things I want to do here is I want to change this style, because when this cabinet was over here, it ended right there. But now if I look at my finished drawing, notice they share this style. So I'm going to want to change that style. So let's go back to our drawing. And let's do that now. So I'm going to go to cabwriter, edit story stick, and that's a left connector. Oh, I'm going to leave that one alone. And this one wants to be a right pivot connector. Okay, now I have to go back and renumber this cabinet again. So I want it to be C9. So I'll just type 9 in there. And there we go. Now I'm ready to draw this one. I'm going to share the connector styles. So this is going to be up. Before I do this, I got to bring back my upper basic defaults. I'm glad I remembered to do that. That could have cost us problems. And so I'll start here again. I'll come out. This is going to be a left connector. And now remember, I need an opening of 12 1/16. And I'll go over this side. And that's going to be a right sheet. And this is a standard upper cabinet. Okay, and I think this cabinet number this is cabinet number 17. Now to draw this cabinet over here, let's go back to our layout drawing. Now, I could, if the wall is correct, I could start it right at the wall here. But what I'm going to do is, since I've got this numbered, from this wall here, this back wall, it's 73 and 15/16 to the beginning of this cabinet. 73 and 15/16. So let's go back to our drawing and do that. Okay. So what I'll do here, well, yeah, I'll just mark it off up here. 73 and 15/16. And then I'll project a line down, and with the select tool, I'll select it, and then with the move tool, I'll move it out 13 inches along the red, and that should give me, whoops, and that should give me an intersection point right there. Let's see if it does. It does. So I'm going to start here, come this way, and this is going to be a left connector. Oops, I'm sorry, it's going to be a left sheet. And now I've got to go back and find out how big this opening is. And what do you know? We have a dimension left off here. So let's add it. I'll take the dimension tool here. And I want the opening, which is there to there. And it's 6 and 13/16. I'm going to save this while I'm at it. 6 and 13/16. So let's go back to our drawing. And let's put the opening in. Distance tool, 6 and 13/16. And then come over this way. And that's the right sheet. Go to the end tool, or the end key. We'll make that a standard upper one door. And we did it correctly because it ended up right at the edge of this wall. All right, so we've added 1, 2, 3, 4 cabinets. Now we're ready to come over here, and we're going to add a cabinet right here, which is a spice cabinet. I'm going to go back to our finished model, and so we can take a look at this spice cabinet. Notice it's seven inches deep, and it comes up against this sheet here, and its total width is 23 1/4 inches. Let me bring in the guides. And so we can just see how far up this cabinet is off the floor. So we'll come up along the blue axis to that point right there, and it's 50 and 7/8. 50 and 7/8. So let's mark that. 7 inches out from the wall, 50 and 7/8 up. Let's see. I guess I want it on the wall. $50 and 7/8. And now I'm going to bring it out 7. And I think I wanted this to be, uh-oh. Let's try that again. I think I wanted this to be, if I go along the green axis, 23 1/4. All right, so let's draw this. Let's make sure we have our spice cabinet. Defaults, and we do. Let's take a look at them a little bit. This is an upper cabinet. It's a divided upper. It's going to be 39 1/8 inches tall. And it's only going to be 7 inches deep. So let's draw that. Start here, come out over here. And this is going to be a left finish. I don't know if we've explained finished styles, but finished styles are used whenever you're going up against something that you know is plumb, like a cabinet, like we're doing here. It's going up against this sheet end of this cabinet, which we know to be plumb. So we don't need any oversizing or scribing. So we'll use a left finish. It's still 1.5 inches typically, but it doesn't have scribe. All right, so let's come out here and let's come back. This is going to be a right sheet. We'll hit the N key. And now this is going to be a divided upper. And this is going to be a little different. All I'm going to have here are doors from the bottom to the top. So all I need is to choose door, 2 of them, say OK, OK, be patient. There we go. That's our spice cabinet. And so we have that one done. That wants to be cabinet 15. We have one more cabinet to do. And that's over here. It's the refrigerator cab that's going to go right here. But it's going to be a tricky one. Let's see what our layout drawing says. This is the cabinet right here, C6. Notice it starts 4 inches. I believe that's 4 inches from here. Yeah, 4 inches from where this divider, where this wall is a half wall here and a full wall here. It starts 4 inches. The opening is 36 9/16. I'm going to write this down so I don't forget it. 36 9/16. And now I'm going to go to our finished drawing. And again, I'm going to measure how high up this cabinet is. Now this cabinet is an upper cabinet, even though its sides extend to the floor. It's an upper cabinet. And in this case, 71 19/64. Now let's see how tall the cabinet is, which is from this point to this point. It's 19 inches tall. Okay, so let's go back. Oh, one more dimension I need. And that is, how far out from the wall is it? It's 30.5 inches deep. All right, with that, let's go back to our drawing. Now I need to make sure that I've got my refrigerator defaults chosen. I'll load those. And just let's look at this base cap, or this upper cabinet. Okay, it's a refrigerator cabinet. And the height of the cabinet is 19 inches high. That's correct. The depth of the cabinet is 30.5. That's correct. And so everything else looks right. So let's close this and let's create this cabinet. So we want to go 71 9/64 from the bottom. Seventy-one and 9/64. And we want to come out with that 30.5. So I want to come out see if I can coax this straight out. And now just make sure that we got that correct. (71 9/64). All right. Now we said it starts 4 inches from this. So what I'll do, what I'm going to do is mark off a 4-inch distance here. Then I'm going to use a tool that I created. It's an extension I created and it's in the Construction Plus tool set, and you get it free from our website. Just look at the SketchUp extensions on our website and they're free. But it's one called Draw Normal. So I'm going to draw normal on a face to any point. So this is the face I'm going to choose. This is the point. And I should get, there we go. I got my intersection right there. All right, so that's the point I start with. So let's go over here. That's going to be a left sheet. My opening wants to be 36 9/16. So I'll come back this way. And I'm going to make this a right connector. I hit end. And I want that to be a refrigerator upper with 2 doors. And with a little luck, we got that right. It looks right. And that should be ending right. Let's look at that from the top. Good. That cabinet, whoops. That cabinet ends. Whoa, we're off just a tiny bit. I'm not sure why. All right, I think I'm going to try and solve this offline and find out what happened there. There's something slightly off. So let me take it offline and I'll come back. Well, I inspected everything very carefully offline. All of the cabinets are drawn to the right size, but I think we're running into a situation where cabwriter with very small dimensions gets things just a tiny bit wrong. That's why, by the way, one of the things you want in your model is you always want the highest resolution you can get. I wish they had a resolution higher than 1/64 of an inch, but they don't. But I think what we're doing is running into resolution problems. This gap that's in here between this and this is less than a 1/64 of an inch. So I'm not going to worry about it. Installation errors will be that great. So we'll worry about it at installation time. Now, one of the things I could do I'm not sure what that style is, but let me just check and see. That's a finish style. I could make it a connector style or a wall style. So it'll end up a little thicker and you have to scribe it to this cabinet. But I think I'll be fine just leaving it as a finish style. So I'm going to call it close enough. Okay. Well, we finished our upper cabinets and we got all the base cabinets done. So our model is essentially drawn. Now here's what you want to do at this point. You want to make sure your client is happy with this. That they're not going to change the type of cabinet, the position of the cabinet, the size of the cabinet, or what have you. Once you've gone through this enough with your client that you're sure that this is what things are going to be, then you can start the cleanup phase, which we will do in the next part. And there's a number of things we're going to have to do. For instance, if I take the upper doors away, notice in this cabinet here, this spice cabinet, when you draw a divided upper, divided base, and you put a door in, it gives you one adjustable shelf. If you want more than one adjustable shelf, the thing to do is to reposition this one, say down here, and then copy and make some more, which we will do during the cleanup phase, so that you might have 4 or 5 shelves here. There's an awful lot of cleanup things like that. Other things are right here, where this diagonal corner cab and this cabinet shares the same style. We got to choose one of them, get rid of the other one. Notice right now they're overlapping. So there's a number of cleanup things we'll do during the cleanup phase. But for right now, this is essentially our completed model minus cleanup. So I think we're going to call it a day here. And I'll see you back in part 7 where we'll start cleanup. Have a good day.